Boop. And second boop. Second boop. In theory. Maybe. Possibly. There we go.
We love theories.
They're great.
A game. Nah, that's.
I took all of my strength not to.
So, hi everyone, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today we're doing another episode in our second season of Star Trek Survey Expedition Delta Adventures of the USS Bonaventure in the Dawnland Fringe. And last we left off, our brave heroes, as it were, had ventured forth into the stars, hunting down possible threats, but... Right. They may have stumbled into something with a bit more teeth. And I'll give the log over to the captain.
Say.
Who doesn't have one because did not participate at all. That's tough. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to say from the captain's perspective. I guess I could just. It would be.
The stuff that's in your season 2 is a...
Oh, I can just say what you told me to say. That's true.
Although, actually, we could cold open straight to the briefing where they brief the captain on precisely what they found and what they've pulled you into. That probably isn't That's probably not a bad use of our time. This is a 2-threat game. So we're gonna yank everyone into...
Open my character sheet. That's probably a good idea.
You might want it. It's just a pro tip. Ah.
I mean, okay, I would do it, but roll 20 is frozen, so never mind, I won't do it.
Well, you better do it.
I'll do it eventually.
Okay.
This map just has to spend the next 3 minutes loading.
Boop. 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 Who am I missing of the staff? Oh.
Love that you actually did my request to put a bouquet of flowers in the center.
I'm a big fan of that, too.
Great.
It brings the room together.
Security, medical, engineering, science, con. That's everything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Probably.
Command is the captain. Yep, 6. That's everybody. So, officers of the Bonaventure, you will want to brief your captain on the entire... Because for the last while, the captain has been mired in bureaucracy of the survey expedition. And this was supposed to be a green astrological survey. Like, it was supposed to be we look around and scan things, and then we leave. Like, it wasn't supposed to be all that dire. It wouldn't really necessarily require the captain's personal touch on things, except for that one time you decided to go one direction over the other, and sure, you don't want to get into a shootout. Fine, I guess. You know? But I put it into the hands of, I believe, Commander Ilithia and Lieutenant Decca, since they were leading the charge on the last mission.
Although it was more Fushi and Dekka.
True. The doctor actually didn't end up doing that much.
She was supervising.
Obviously, you know.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, I would also say, I think on Dekka's recommendation, we may want to have our visiting expert also in this meeting.
Oh, sure. She'll come if you invite her. She would never insist on it.
I think that's a good recommendation.
Before we begin, Captain, I know you have been quite busy, so I should take this opportunity to formally introduce you to Loon.
The captain will nod and say, part of the civilian contingent, trying to fish out why she's here.
No, she was present at the sacred meeting. She is one of their foremost experts on astro navigation and have been helping us navigate the region.
I believe the term that was used for me by your Commodore was a foreign observer and expert. I'm here on behalf of the Folk Confederation. Captain.
Very good. Well, fill me in, Lieutenant.
Well, needless to say, we have managed to perform a rather in-depth scan of the observation region. We've determined many factors about how it works on an astrophysical level, but more so, we have also come to something of a determination as to how the Breen have been using the region to secure a foothold. And I don't know if we can pull up that map.
You certainly
so
can.
that I can
There's
better,
there's a big view screen right there.
demonstrate it. Yes.
I was gonna say, I hope you provided slides for this.
Yes.
Oop.
We have determined that the Breen's primary operational region is in these 3 subsectors. Normally, each subsector is patrolled by a single large craft. Of ones we have known, and have thus designated S-27 and S-28.
Those are the ones we captured and the one we captured and the one that destroyed itself, or
these are new contacts.
Actually, I take that back. The other one didn't destroy itself. We have 2 of them right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are
new
not
contacts. Yes, we've determined based on their warp signature and confirmed through secondary sensor readings
Actually, no, this is cool.
by the USS Margaret Brooke that these 2 vessels, again designated as S-27 and S-28, are unique vessels, each with its own patrol region within the Breen's operational zone.
They do, however, meet the same specifications as the ships that were captured.
Correct.
What else?
Additionally, as not they, but a cursor appears to indicate these 2 vessels here. We additionally learned of a new class of smaller vessel that mostly operates in these regions up here. While we do not know for certain, it is my guess that these smaller craft are better able to maneuver within the difficult spatial conditions surrounding the subspace rift. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the best scan of them as they began to approach, and when we determined that they were on a attack vector, the decision was made to go to warp, and instead of retreating, to press forward into to proceed spinward through the region surrounding the subspace rift and towards the unknown outpost.
You'll forgive me, Captain. I didn't have time to consult you at the time, but I did approve this course of action as what seemed to be the least directly confrontational opportunity that gave us further intelligence?
Well, any decision that doesn't end up with the body count is one we can talk about and determine if it was the right course of action, what we could have done different. So
Indeed.
I don't have much to admonish about on this.
Right. The subspace rift did do some drain to our shields, but currently shield power seems to be holding stable. We have managed to proceed through a hole in the minefield that this outpost has positioned around itself. As you see these white dots here.
Yep.
Yep. Those are vectors that lead in and out of the minefield, where the minefield is at its most sparse. On our entrance vector, the minefield is sparse because, well, mines are being sucked into the subspace rift. As for the other vector, the cause of the thinning minefield is currently unknown. If, again, I had to hazard a guess, it may simply be that is the safe path through which Breen vessels are able to approach and depart from the outpost for perhaps regular Breen space or regions unknown.
Are these cloaked mines?
I believe not.
No.
Right, GM?
Correct.
These are not cloaked.
Are they, have we detected any abilities at self-replication or at communication?
I think so. Because I think self-replicating mines is a distinctly 24th century invention.
I don't believe we've had the opportunity to scan the mines themselves up close yet.
Okay, because
we were simply able to determine their basic nature and their general layout.
yes, my concern is whether or not they're aware of this approach. This could be a window in which this approach exists. They may either not be aware of it or be working to close it.
Well, the
The
good news
assumption.
is...
Go ahead, Tony.
The good news is, when we first, I suppose the colloquial expression would be, blew past that patrol that was approaching us, we did so in such a way that the interference provided by the subspace rift masked our entrance into it. As best we can tell, those two vessels have no idea where we are. That was a whole task we did last time, and we completely bamboozled them.
Well, we at least know we have the benefit of surprise on our hands then.
Indeed. Again, while I do not relish tactical discussions, the obvious conclusion of a stealthy reconnaissance cannot be ruled out.
GM, can I ask you a question?
Certainly.
Okay, so, with regards to slavery being practiced by parties the Federation is not otherwise at war with, what is our standing policy? Because obviously the Federation Charter on Human Rights, or whatever it's called, bans us from practicing slavery, but does it, when other polities that are not engaged in war with the Federation do it, what is our standing directive?
I will give Reason or insight plus command. Difficulty of
What?
1.
Okay.
It's a fairly well-known thing. You just have to think. You're just trying to think of the specific regulations and laws and what's current.
Yes. I mean, I can assume, but I would want to make sure and then put it in writing. And sorry, I said what because my monitor cut out for a second. A focus in empathy.
The law is not one for empathy.
But we're supposed to care about these people.
The law is blind.
Okay.
and
It's supposed to be
matters.
the nice future where the law might care about empathy.
I take a threat.
Certainly.
There we go.
And generate 2. So, the Federation does not, if it does any dealing with a polity or any diplomatic, or like any trade deals, slavery has to be 100% off the table. As a policy, the Federation doesn't trade with slavers. That historically has made trade with the Orion people very difficult because the Syndicate is not official, but it's also well known, even though the Orions denounced them. So that it has to be that level of, you need to, the official government needs to basically denounce whoever those slavers are, and they're considered a criminal element.
Right.
Then they'll trade with you. If they're part of your society, we don't trade with you. Get wrecked. We're not talking to you. We're not going to fund your economy in any way.
Okay. And I am correct in assuming unilateral action, hostile action against slavers would be considered, if not morally right, at least legally objectionable by Starfleet Command.
Yeah, the thing that they'd be looking for, because the Prime Directive's auspice, when it comes to respecting the laws of other civilizations, goes only so far. Like, you can have all kinds of strange laws in your society, and the Federation just has to say, sorry, that's just their law. You don't have to like it, but you have to obey it. However, if someone calls for political asylum or someone requests aid, the captain is authorized to note in the log that the Prime Directives does not apply in this case, because this is a free starfaring person who wants help. At that point, you use the minimal amount of force required to achieve the ends you're looking for. Like, if you can convince the other side to... Now, dealing with slavers, that always tends to turn out very dicey. So it's a matter of... So you're not doing as long as the people who want help ask for it, you're allowed to intervene. But you can't suppose the help. One tends to presume it, and some captains have moved in first and then asked for approval later.
Retroactively gotten it,
yeah, because as long as the people retroactively go, it's fine, then it's fine. If they say, no, we're in indentured servitude, we want this, now it becomes a political issue, and it becomes a problem. But if it's a lot more clear-cut than that, then if it's just straight up, bondage, chattel slavery, then there's no question. It's like, there's no question, but it's better to get the request. It's better to get the request for help first. That makes even the most hardline fundamentalist neo-originalist counselors go, okay, I'm all for non-intervention, but they asked for help. We can't just say no. We can't just pretend we didn't hear them.
Okay. All right, I shall, cite the relevant statutes and precedent to the groom. The groom.
The groom.
Yeah, the groom.
Where's the bride?
Well, hey, it could be a second groom. I don't know where they are either. I will cite the relevant statutes to the room and say, as much as I believe tactically that a swift and decisive strike would be the most effective in terms of legal coverage, I believe were we to engage in any hostile actions against them, it would be best if we could receive a request for help by some of those in prisons, in shackles beforehand.
I believe even a single individual would suffice, would it not, Commander?
She nods her head and says yes. And then she kind of looks at the captain to see where he's standing.
We'll certainly keep our ears open. Is there anything else?
I have a request, says Loon.
Go ahead.
If there are any members of the Folk Confederation within their custody, I am making you aware that we would very much like them back. For the Folk Confederation does not suffer slavery.
It goes as policy that any civilians liberated in such an action are to be repatriated as they choose.
She nods slowly.
Well, we will observe the situation and see what we can find out. And he'll stand up and say, Atrum, if you'll stay behind.
Sir?
Do we have basic scans of the... This is me asking you. Do we have basic scans of the station?
No.
Do we know anything about it?
No. All you guys have done is just barely crept into it, and you're kind of nestled amidst the cloud, the nebula, and subspace rift interference.
In a nice hole where the mines are like slowly passing by.
We know that there's something of that scale there.
Yeah, you know something scale 8 or higher is there, just because no matter how disruptive the nebula and rift is, that's a lot of energy and a lot of metal sitting in one place. You can't hide that very well. Unless it's a stealth, like, intelligence station, and that's a whole different kind of outpost. So you know that much. It's hidden in that you don't get details from far away, but anyone in the sector, if they looked around... Like, if you actually did a sweep of if you did this astrological survey, you probably would have found this thing anyway. So the room's being cleared. Loon heads to her quarters. Deka to the bridge. Fushi to the bridge. Bryn heads back to engineering. Doctor, where do you go? Do you hang out on the bridge? You head back to medbay? Do you talk to Loon?
Yeah, I'll head back to medbay.
Whoop. The room is yours, Captain and Commander.
The captain, after something to drink, will hand Atrum the pad that has the basic, gravimetric data that tells us there's something here, and say, it looks like you've got something there the size of a K station, maybe 2/3 the size of ESD.
Fairly formidable.
If it's at the bottom of that range, I feel like even that's an unfair assessment. Twice our volume. If we're lucky, it's not encased in an asteroid.
I know of other slaver bases in such a format that dampen sensor readouts. But is there no hope of reinforcement from any other ships in the area?
I will pull you to the sector map. It's on the view screen still.
The closest ship wouldn't increase our offensive capabilities at all. But it might increase our ability to evacuate. Our tactical ship might not as well even be in the sector. It's so far away. So no, I don't think any reinforcements are coming.
It's a riskier play, but the alternative would be to, assuming we were to go forward with such a measure, the alternative would be to attempt to smuggle a force with some weapons aboard and stage an internal revolution. Although that is
And
a series of hypotheticals with many more failure points than a simple space.
if I was looking for someone to do that, someone who had a good head, good mind for tactics, responsible, proven officer, how many people other than yourself could fit that bill?
There's at least one of them in this room, sir. One other one.
So if we want that plan, we either have to give up command and control or tactical control of the ship.
As much as I hate to say it, the alternative is simply to wait. There's no point in sacrificing ourselves to change nothing. As much as I believe you would like to solve this problem as soon as possible, if we are unable to do so, we could simply send a request in with the Commodore and wait until she can marshal us a Constitution or even an Excelsior to aid us.
Give me
No other.
insight, command, difficulty 2.
Sure. You want to take that?
What's the
Very
roll
well.
about?
About Atrium's statement, how likely it is to be able to do that.
Oh, no. The captain's entirely uninterested.
But
All
Atrim-
right. Sure.
Wah, wah.
Insight, command, a focus in... No, I'm not going to have anything. All right, take a momentum.
Okay.
I assume you'd want, like, bureaucracy or Starfleet politics or something.
Something like that, yeah. Fleet command, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I got the momentum back. The Commodore for another ship, for a larger ship or another ship to come in, like a Constitution or a Excelsior, that would require mobilizing another fleet nearby to your location, and you're looking at months of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
That's assuming she could get the approval. Like she would need to have the line of letting a captain jump on a problem starts to thin the higher at rank you go. Once you get Commodore, it's a lot harder to convince someone else to jump with you. It depends on what kind of admiral she's talking to. Are they the kind of person she is? Heck, does the Commodore agree with you guys on this? Does she want you to jump? If you don't ask her, then she can't say no yet. She has to deal with it later. It's that sort of thing. So you're looking at being conservative. You're looking at a month plus a couple weeks, because you need a couple weeks at worst to stomp your feet and make political noise.
A month plus a couple weeks, otherwise known as 2 months.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, can I think of between the two ideas I suppose 3 ideas of wait, go in and attack and hope for the best, and sneak in and stage a revolution? Do I have any other? Do my tactical thinking? Does my tactical education make me think of a third potential solution here?
insight security difficulty 2.
Yeah, because those are just the ideas the player could come up with. All right. Investigative techniques.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Yes,
okay.
actually. No.
Take a momentum. Did you give it a difficulty? 2. All right. Oh no. Oh no. Will you let me succeed at cost?
I would have called it ahead of time.
And
Yeah.
I'm not worried if you fail.
Okay.
I was already headed in a direction. I was just
Letting me spin my wheels. Okay, well, do you want to assist me here?
Nope.
Kat, that is a very particular
All right,
idea.
Then I think I fail, and Atrum just says those are the only 3 things I could think of, and they all have pretty serious risk factors or complications to them.
Yeah, if we want to act at all, we have to deal with the fact that we have a high degree of confidence they'll refuse to communicate, immediately turn hostile, and if threatened with any form of capture, they will destroy themselves and anyone else they can.
She nods her head.
It's probably not even an Excelsior can solve. Or an Excelsior. Yeah. An Excelsior can solve. If we got a communication, do you think disabling weapons would be the first thing? Or would you take a different approach?
I suppose it depends slightly on what their weapons complement looks like, but considering they likely outgun us, yes, that would be the most tactically sound maneuver in my book.
Once that's handled, then I don't have to worry about the tactical situation on the ship, I think. Might try to... Well, I guess we could... In that case, you'd either want to secure engineering or the bridge to prevent self-detonation.
Yes, I would. After, if tactical was not a concern, my next concern would be for the engineering bay. I believe this group is more likely than some other qualities we've encountered to simply self-immolate if threatened.
And there's this scenario where they have support in the form of other ships. But we can't plan for that because we don't know that they're there.
But if they still do not know that we are here, we could attempt to monitor them for a certain amount of time. It's likely that there are some amount of ships that come in and out of their system regularly, and if we know that schedule, then well, we could plan any such attack correctly. Or even if we could intercept transmissions, try to identify their logbooks.
Do you think the crew has the discipline for weeks at low power, or even days at low power?
I think Starfleet officers are made of tough stuff, sir. And she smiles.
I'll point out, you guys aren't even on silent running. You're just sitting there amidst the subspace rift in the nebula.
Yeah, but we're well outside of weapons
monitor
range,
transmissions.
Right? Yeah. You're at extreme range. You could just if they could see you, they'd have a hard time seeing you, even with everything else not being there.
So what do you think of the overall plan? Assuming somehow someone got a communication to us. A covert approach over the course of 12 to 24 hours, low power. If we don't see anything that dissuades us, we disable weapons, deploy a team to their engineering bay, and then fight to their surrender or the evacuation of hostages.
There it is.
PM, can I make an insight security roll?
Regarding?
Whether or not I think this is a tactically sound plan. Or let me rephrase it a different way. Do I see any other obvious pitfalls with this plan other than the chance of them self-detonating?
Inside security difficulty 2.
Yeah. Chipboard tactical systems.
Yeah.
Alright. Take a momentum. Okay. Generate it back.
Sitting and observing, especially under silent running, it is very unlikely they're going to see you. You could probably sit there for a very long time. Because one thing that you see when you look over the logs from the previous mission, as it were, the area you're in is... People don't go this direction because it heads toward the actual subspace rift. So there's no reason for anyone to head in your direction. They're more likely to go coreward than they are to go up to where you are, because you're kind of in this weird spot that you can't. The ship is actually is somewhat propelling itself away from the rift a little bit and making micro adjustments. If you weren't a proper starship, this would be a very dangerous place to be. Like if you were a small craft, this would be dumb what you're doing, for example. So you're unlikely to be seen unless you make yourself be seen, because your approach was so quiet. So that part's okay. Waiting for a signal. Someone might yell out for help. You're rolling the dice on that, but hey, weirder things have happened, so it's not completely out there, but you are very dependent on somebody on that ship calling out into the dark. But it's hard to prompt somebody without giving yourself away, or sort of like going to the station, like boarding the station and getting someone to ask you. As for boarding, you kind of want to hit two places at the same time. You want engineering and you want station ops, because those are the two places you can do self-destruct on most vessels. If you get those, if you secure those two rooms, self-detonation is still possible. Like you could still like ignite the torpedo armory, but that wouldn't destroy the station. You need access to the power core generally to initiate, because that's the only way to really devastate a space station of that size. You need immense power to destroy something that big that quickly. If you're being especially paranoid, maybe environmental controls. But again, if you have engineering and the station ops, you have control of the station essentially.
Okay.
Biggest gap is your lack of information. You don't know what's over there. You don't know the capabilities of the station, what their fleet layout's like, what their weapon complement is like, if there's any automated systems. So there's a lot of guessing happening.
Right. Yeah. In that case, yeah, then she's going to nod her head and she's going to say, there are a lot of unknowns and known unknowns within this plan. But right now, until we gain further information, it seems as reasonable as a as a plan will be given our circumstances.
All right. The captain kind of sits down at the chair, kind of pulls up. Now, let's look. Let's look what the if anything's coming through the bridge. Kind of pokes at the screen for a second and says, "Oh, look at this." Kind of points to the comms array and says, "This right here, this could be something." Captain is obviously pointing at static. Just background static from Nebula. And says, "I kind of see a pattern here."
Yes, I think I see what you're referring to. It looks like it could be a coded transmission. Hold on, let me attempt to decode it. And she just like opens up a new window on a neighboring screen, and she's clearly not actually doing that. She's just flipping through tabs.
Just has the clipboard out and is just moving stuff around.
Yeah, exactly right. Really exciting, different, trying out different science-themed wallpapers.
With so many different languages, we're probably not going to know what they're trying to tell us until we actually talk to them after we help them. Barring any better communication later on that clarifies the situation, go ahead and start preparing those boarding teams. I'll put us on silent running. Probably have 12 to 24 hours.
Sir, she gives you, probably the crispest salute she's given you yet, and says, and then she flips open her communicator and says, "This is Commander Atrum to all security personnel. Please meet me in main security in at least 10 minutes. Closes her communicator and walks off.
And yeah, the captain looks around and says, "Yeah, the captain knows. If this works out, doesn't need to fool Jack because no one will ask them because no one will want to know the answer. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter because they were going to figure it out anyway."
Yeah.
Also, we might be dead.
Yeah, might be immaterial. You're posthumously reprimanded. That's nice. I'm dead.
Well, and the other thing is that, like, if we die, there's no reason for the Federation not to, denounce all of our actions, right? If it's going to cause an incident with the Green.
If we die out here, then it will just work to our favor because they're not going to know why.
23rd century John Brown, yeah.
The Brain aren't going to tell them why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You get the funny feeling the Commodore might. You might consider that the Commodore probably would be kind of pissed that someone blew up one of her ships. He goes, "All right, no. We were following the law. You blew up a Starfleet vessel. I have carte blanche to come after you now." Screw you. But don't you want to know why? Sure. Give me all your sensor logs and tell me exactly what happened. No? Okay then. You blew up one of my ships.
Yeah, where's the black box? Yeah.
So new scene. Anything from Deca or Elithia before I zoom over to Atrium with security?
Atrium is the architectural thing.
Nothing from Elithia.
Commander Atrium. God.
You do fill a room.
I don't think. Yeah.
Not sure what I'm implying there, but okay.
So yeah, I don't think Deca has anything like outstanding, because I don't think they're going on this away team.
All right. Pull Atrum. Keep doing that. I'll assemble in the brig, I suppose. Unless you want to make a formal staging area out of the cargo bay, but brig's a pretty safe place to.
Yeah, the brig is where we're going to do this because this is also a little bit quieter.
So you have a few of your security staff there. Actually, probably some of your... I really should have organized this better. So Master Chief Gart is there. Kelly, I think, is security. Yep. Where are you, Kelly? And I think Bertess is... I don't know what you are.
Oh,
You're
you gotta
navigation.
update Kelly's thing.
Oh, I do, yeah.
She is-
Her tackle, her rank is incorrect. Save.
Yeah, no
tap, tap,
border of
update.
brain vessels.
So Master Chief Petty Officer Gart and Lieutenant Junior Grade Alyssa Kelly attend, along with a variety of other security crewmen.
All right, everyone, listen up. This is going to be one of the most important actions of our careers. You're all going to need to be on your A game for this. And I'm picturing she's got a little screen here, and then she's going to flip her next slide to the data that they have right now. There is a bogey station that we are in extreme range of, believed to be hosting a large amount of slaves. If it comes to pass in the next, say, 12 to 24 hours, that the slaves aboard that station are requesting our aid in their forceful freedom, liberation from chattel slavery and repatriation home, under international, interstellar law and the Federation Charter, we are obligated to help them. Should this eventuality come to pass, the captain and I have discussed a plan in which we shall disable their weapon systems and then initiate boarding parties targeting these two sectors. And, move to the next slide. This is the main engineering sector, or what's believed to be main engineering, and this is believed to be...
Hold. You have no data on the space station. You just know it exists.
Okay. Then she's going to say, we have no data on the space station. Do we have data on generic green space stations?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
We know very little about the specifics of the space station, and we know very little about the nature of green space stations as a whole, and so we have little to go off of. Nevertheless, we have trained for this in actuality, and we shall be up for updating you and updating plans the moment we find out more. We shall be splitting into two teams. One, under my command, shall be moving towards the main tactical or center of operations for the station. The other, under Lieutenant Junior Grade Kelly, and likely a detachment from the engineering team or the engineering department, will move towards their main engineering and secure that. If we can secure both of these locations, we should be able to broker an arrangement with the remaining personnel on board the ship. As we learn more information, we shall drill and plan for all potential eventualities. Although, as it stands now, you will all be issued with phaser type 3s and other equipment as seen fit. Any questions?
Kelly will speak up. What's the likelihood of an attempt to use living shields by the Breen here? We saw in a previous boarding action they were callous to throwing away lives of their captives to keep us distracted.
That is likely. I cannot give you an exact percentage, but it's a known behavior for them. After this meeting is concluded, I plan to coordinate with Lieutenant Commander Bryn and Commander Ilithia to ensure that there is a proper medical and engineering detachment along with you here in our excellent security department.
All right, I'd like to run a standoff drill then, if we could, before we embark on this mission, Commander?
She nods her head and says that would be an excellent plan.
No other questions, though, at this time.
Understood. All right. We are officially executing contingency Alpha 3. You all know your assigned positions to get ready. You should get to them immediately. Dismissed.
Commander.
Yeah?
I was just, yes, Commander.
Oh, okay. Sorry. As people go off to get ready, I would like to summon Bryn and Ilithia to me. Or I'll actually call up to the captain before I do that.
Speaking of which, before we got too far out of
Yeah.
too far away, can I generate a trait representing this plan that me and Atrum cooked up for plan of action? And so, like, when Atrum's doing the preparing and Alithia's doing the preparing and stuff, that trait's available.
Okay. And could I get a presence security to generate some momentum off that speech as presence command off of a rally?
Yes, but that will happen after the recent security roll because that plan that happened after him. But yeah, presence security difficulty 2 to generate the plan trait, the boarding plan trait.
All right.
Layer.
Reason's not great, and the value of plan of action is way too high to risk it. So, value spoiling for a fight.
I would say so.
Focus in strategy and tactics.
Yep. One less die because you spent determination. So
you're right.
You hit it on the button. Although I will point out, Commodore, Commander, you can roll to assist because you were there to help with the planning. So
okay,
you might be able to generate a momentum here.
Reason security.
Actually, I'll wait. I'll suggest you don't do that. I just realized the scene would end and you'd lose the momentum anyway, so it's moot.
All right.
Unless you generated 2. You could roll and hope you roll enough to generate 2 momentum. Oh well. Worth checking. But yes, you have a command level boarding plan. And then we want presence command diff. I can't spell. Diff 0 for the rally speech in the brig.
Maybe diff -1. Because there's a plan.
That's true. Yeah, you get 1 free hit, yeah.
All right, focus in team dynamics.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
Sorry. Nope. I was going to make it.
Okay. Take threat.
Taking threat eye.
Okay, so that's 1, 3, 4, 5. 5 momentum.
Boop, boop.
Okay.
It's
now
actually more than that, because I'm going to do the thing, this whole episode that that Alethea used to do as the Admiral.
Hell yeah.
So...
Watch as the world burns and her fleets turn to ash.
Because you succeeded at a task made difficult with a reduced difficulty because of the trait. There's 2 bonus momentum generated.
Anything you want to do with that bonus momentum before you call up to the captain? That would be aimed at you, Commander.
Sure. Could I spend that bonus and one I generated on the trait of inspired security teams or confident security teams or something to that effect?
It's
Or,
not
yeah.
one bonus, it's 2 bonus, so you don't.
Okay. Okay. So both bonus on something reflecting a prepared security team. There we go. Perfect.
And I burn one because your scene of talking down in the bridge in the brig is gone. So
All right.
we sweep up to the captain, who is receiving a call on his chair.
From.
The commander.
Yeah. Go ahead, Commander.
And she's going to say, I'm going to need to bring Ilithia and Bryn in on this to coordinate engineering and medical detachments to any security teams we send over. Do you want to call a staff meeting or should I talk to them individually?
The ship's at your disposal, Commander. I have to stay up here to manage the approach.
Sir?
You can have anything. You can have anything you want except for Decca and Lakith. They're mine.
Sir. And then she'll cut the comm and she will summon both Ilithia and Bryn to her to the brig.
Well, Lieutenant Commander, obviously attends. Commander Thea, your presence is requested in the brig because you're the same rank. So she can't order you to come down.
Well, I think position-wise, the EXO can probably still order me.
That's true. Never
not
mind.
a done thing. You know, it's like, yeah, your presence is requested. I could make an order.
Actually, I'll put them in cargo bay for now as a sort of staging area because I don't really know if you're going to go shuttle or beamy. And we'll figure that out as you go. Yes, so Bryn and Ilithia arrive in the brig. They're now under arrest. You're both able to set aside your character.
The doctor walks in, looks at the cell, sees there's no one there, turns to the commander and says, may I ask what's going on, Commander?
The commander looks gravely serious, too, and she says, we are in the midst of planning a tactical procedure.
While it does share a common linguistic feature with my line of work, I'm not sure how helpful I can be in that regard.
I believe you will be very helpful in this regard. The Breen station, we are planning a boarding action to liberate those enslaved within, assuming that we can get a clear message from them requesting us to do so. We expect to get such message within 12 to 24 hours. As part of that plan...
Ilithia raises an eyebrow but doesn't say anything.
As part of that plan, it is very likely that we will be taking over their main engineering, and thus will request that there is a detachment of combat-ready engineers ready to stabilize their main engineering core, assuming they may try something while we are engaged with them. And considering the Breen's past behavior with casual disregard for the lives of civilians in the line of battle and some record of using civilian shields, I believe we are also going to need to request a combat medic battalion or detachment in the interests of keeping both the civilians and any engaged combatants alive.
I'm afraid in terms of actually certified battle medics, you're going to have more luck looking at your department than mine, Commander. My medical team covers the basics of what the ship needs and covers them very well, I'll say, but we don't have too much cross-discipline specialization within medical.
I know the situation is not ideal. I brought up the discussion of reinforcements with the captain, and it is unlikely that we would receive any unless we will have to make do with what we have. While there is enough combat first aid within the security department, any number of injuries could be presenting themselves on this mission, and so we are going to need the specialization of, or we are going to need the assistance of a medical team, specialization or not.
Absolutely. I just wanted to let you know that while perhaps the procedure might call out for medics trained in such battlefield conditions, you're getting my medical team, and that's all we've got.
She nods her head and looks at Bryn.
Bryn, I'll say... we can deliver.
Excellent. You have 12 to 24 hours. I request that you assemble a team immediately and coordinate with myself and Lieutenant Junior Greg Kelly, who will be leading the assault on the main engineering. Dismissed.
One question, Commander.
Yes.
Have you been able to determine roughly how many people we might be looking at here? How many casualties or evacuees we might be bringing back to the ship?
Is indeterminate at this time. It is likely to be a large number, but we cannot make any definitive statements because of a poor sensor, because of a lack of sensory information. Hopefully, as we approach, we will gain more information and be able to make a better, more robust plan.
All right. The doctor is going to hang back for a moment after Bryn
Right.
leaves, though. We're not really expecting a communication, are we?
The commander smiles and says, I think I can hear their cries right now.
I empathize, Commander.
No, it is unlikely that we shall receive a message before the initiation of this conflict. However, I believe one shall appear in our logs dated to before the arrangement, after the arrangement.
You're following in a proud tradition.
She smiles.
Lithia will nod and start to leave.
Commander,
Yes.
you are perhaps the best medical officer aboard this ship. I say perhaps. You are the best medical officer aboard this ship. Is there... I would not order you, but is there any chance that you yourself will be present? I believe that you may be the difference between life and death for people involved.
Well, if that's the case, I can't exactly say no. You'll have me there, Commander.
She smiles and says, thank you.
And the doctor is going to head off to the mess to get a bite to eat and maybe a drink.
All right. What is your next move, crew?
To move very slowly and very quietly.
So we pull up to the bridge. Atrum, are you attending to the bridge, or are you attending to other things?
I'm probably attending to planning the boarding party.
Okay, so I will
We'll hunt.
ask you for control security difficulty 2 to establish the security detail of the boarding party without using up your crew support.
Isn't that part of the free ability of the security chief? You reduce the opportunity cost of weapons and security teams by 1 to a minimum of 0?
Oh, is that even off ship as well?
I mean, I've copy-pasted the text verbatim, and I believe so.
Ooh, they changed it. 'Cause it used to be you can only do it on your ship. But hey, if you get a freebie even for leaving the ship, that's makes sense, honestly.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing about we fill the function of a marine, and the job of a marine is to defend the ship and then also leave the ship. To defend the ship by offensing with the ship.
Yep, that's how that works.
Now, so I want a team. We want a team in their. I forget what they call it. Do they just call it operations in DS9? In the bridge area and in engineering. Is that going to require 2 teams?
Yes.
Okay. So if I get one for free, then could I get a second one?
Yep, that's what you could roll for that, because you could either spend crew support or you can make this roll, and that's you assembling the team.
Sure, then I shall assemble the team.
Like you have your crack team that you know for a fact. These are people I have to think twice of. It's like everyone else. Who's actually qualified for this? Like there's security, then there's security. You know.
Yeah. Listen. We're all jarheads and crayon eaters here. Control, security, team dynamics for a focus.
Yes.
Okay. Take a moment.
Boop, boop, boop. Generate 2.
All right, and could I spend the 2 I just generated to increase that confident security team by 1 to 2?
I would refuse it because your team doesn't know enough about the mission
To be more confident. Okay.
Might be worth outfitting them, since you have a little
With
bit of
equipment?
time, with EVA suits or something.
Yeah, let me...
Or body
I
armor.
probably should have looked at the equipment list sooner. Let me do that.
while you investigate that.
Red?
What are your orders, Captain?
Silent running. Move into medium range. Listen on passive sensors. Don't believe there's a role for silent running unless you're going to make one.
Nope. There is not.
Well, the thing is, even if you made a silent running roll, we wouldn't be able to perceive it.
Yeah, you just.
I guess we would be able to perceive it, but only if you failed.
Yeah. So you power down your shields. You power down your weapons. You draw all the power away from the engines. You coast at maneuvering thruster speed. Your active sensors shut off. Purely on passive sensors. And drift very slowly forward. If you impulse or warp, or you raise your shields, or you arm your weapons, or you take any reroute power action, your silent running will be blown. As of current, even if you're in open space, the only way someone could see you is if they're in the same zone as you. So imagine how difficult it is now to see you.
The function of not having an actual cloak is if they try to look for us, they will just see us. The benefit of silent running is if you're not looking, you won't see us. Whereas a cloak ship is, even if you are looking, you won't see us.
Yeah, if they actively ping that particular sector, they'll see you because, like, yeah, we are a hunk of metal with a power generator. There's not a whole lot we could do.
There's still a warp core, yeah.
All right. You move closer to the station. To medium range of it. Deca. There is no roll for you to do because you're just maneuvering, but if you want to try to create a trait as part of your approach, you can totally do that. But there's no base roll that, drifting forward is pretty straightforward. It's walking at space speed. I presume a trained officer can walk. That's a poor choice of words for your character, but Well, I thought it was funny. Oh, he's BRB'd. So Deca dies for dereliction of duty.
Okay.
Okay, GM. Well, to fill time, I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so the rules state that you can carry you can carry 2 pieces of equipment, weapons count as equipment, and that a character may also wear a single suit, armor, or EVA. That all makes sense to me. And then it lists in the armor and protective gear section, armored vest, body armor, EVA suit, and personal force field. Are personal force fields something you can have in addition to armor, or are they an alternative to armor?
They're an alternative.
Okay. Yeah, they're very emo. They're very all. All right. In that case, I mean, I guess the other question is, the Breen breathe a different atmosphere than us, and that's why they wear masks, right?
I couldn't. You don't know. They could be wearing the suits for culture reasons. They could be wearing them for because life or death. They could be like the Medusans, where it's for the safety of people around them. You don't really know.
So we don't know.
I highly doubt that second one.
Well,
yeah, you have to go in EVAs because we don't.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll never get over how much their mask looks like the Leia bounty on their mask from Return of the Jedi.
I think that was on purpose, personally.
Yeah, probably. I very funny EU moment to assume that rather than Leia making something up, that she killed and impersonated a real EU character with way too much lore.
Yeah.
It was Glup Shido.
Yeah. In the flesh. Or not in the flesh, because they were being impersonated. But yeah, okay. In that case, then I'm gonna have to say we have to all go in phaser type 3s. We have to go in EVA suits, which means we aren't going to have force fields. And the medical teams and the engineering teams can worry about their that stuff. The only other things that we're also going to want are pulse grenades. So that's what I want to bring along for everyone. Does anyone else have any other things they might think are important?
Not that we can afford.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 opportunity and 4.
Hold on.
Holding on.
Security chief. You reduce the opportunity cost of weapons and security teams by 1 to a minimum of 0. So
cool.
Subtract 1 from each of them.
Very good. Which makes sense. So you owe me, for Eva suit, you owe me 1 opportunity. And you owe me, the other 2 opportunities have been zeroed out. So you just owe me escalation 2 for...
You only pay escalation once.
Yeah, it's opportunity.
You only pay escalation once. Yeah.
It's opportunity to pay multiple times.
So because escalation is we are bringing out the heavy guns, but that doesn't matter if you do it twice.
Yeah. If one man has if one person has a rifle, it doesn't matter that everyone else has one. You've already escalated the situation.
Yeah. If you bring a gun to a knife fight, then everyone, the bar has been raised. It doesn't matter how many more guns are added on top of it.
So that's 4 threat that goes to me, and you spend 1 opportunity. Oh, sorry. I lie. That opportunity is per main character that's going, or support character. As long as everyone who's going over has an Eva suit, I presume the teams have them.
Okay.
So that's Atrum, Gart, Kelly, and Bren.
Well, before Bren, I guess it's that list and
You only get 4.
okay, then can we swap Bren out for Alithia?
I would prefer that because Alithia is great in ship combat once the battle is over. Bren is actually good while it's happening.
Yep.
No shade on Alithia, but if they're missing an arm, they're not coming back to the console anytime soon.
Okay, so then I would presume Gart's coming with me and Kelly is going with Alithia because you two, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Gart is the one that actually has anything in hand-to-hand. He has hand phasers. Kelly has nothing hand-to-hand. She's ship combat. So you might want to swap those around.
Well, I mean, we could do 3 and then I take the bridge by myself.
What I mean is, like, Kelly has a good security, but if you and Kelly go together, you have someone who's good at security and someone who's great at security. If you send Alithia and Gart together, you have someone who's okay at security and someone who's pretty good at it. Hand to hand, that is.
Sure,
like you're more balanced that way.
Sure, we could do this, understanding that Alithia is taking control of the...
I say that. I don't actually know if Alithia is good at combat. Something in my brain thought that she had an actually surprising type.
No, that's not an instance of ability, but a reference to her pacifistic tendencies. I can't look at her sheet, so I don't know.
Maybe it was engineering she had that was surprisingly high.
Then that would also be great. If we can only bring 4 people along, honestly, do we want to swap Gart out with an engineering officer?
No, because you don't have anyone who shoots good over there.
Okay. That's also why I was thinking of send both supports there and then myself and the team to the bridge.
I can cover engineering just fine.
Okay.
I have a 4 in engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And I can have whatever focus I need to have.
Okay. Yeah, it might be in warp core dynamics or something. I honestly think if I pull the weight of about 2 supports, it might be worth it to send both of the supports. Assuming these places are equally defended, which at current we have no reason to say otherwise, I honestly think this makes more sense. The 3 people go there, I go here. If we can only bring 4 people.
Yeah, because you can only control support and mains. You can only control up to 4 supports and mains, so you can't bring more people. Because the rest are presumed to be the security teams that are extras running around the background shooting at stuff.
But we do only have 4 people, I can count.
That's not what it... Well, but if Atrum and them are in a different place, it might be a different scene. But what I was saying is that you literally can only afford 4 EVA suits, and if having all of them have EVA suits is what we need for the security teams to have it, then you're, at this exact moment, putting the team together, you're hard locked at 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think we go with this.
Doctor, are you taking a rifle?
No.
Nope. Are you taking grenades?
No.
Okay. Handing grenades to everyone else. Oops. There's a certain number. I think it's 3 or is it 6? I'm mixing up my game systems. Because grenades generally come in packs that you can actually run out of. But 2nd edition may have changed that.
There is a limited number, I believe.
Pulse grenades. It doesn't say. Does it say in phasers? It doesn't say. It doesn't. Huh.
No, yeah, 241.
Oh,
bottom
grenade
right.
as the tab, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
You can attack a target at 2 medium range and have enough grenades for three
Separate
attacks.
attacks. Okay. Good. I was like, can people just have unlimited grenades? Grenades for everybody.
Just start chucking grenades.
Okay, so that's everyone outfitted. That burns all your momentum, and I took the appropriate threat. All right. Currently sitting at medium range with unknown space frame.
Let's use passive.
Oh, sorry. I forgot. This is why we were buying time. Deca, there is no maneuver roll because it's walking at space speed, but you can create a trait or attempt to create a trait if you want.
Okay. You just think. Because you guys beaming over? Or are you taking a shuttle?
TBD.
They don't know yet.
We don't.
Okay.
Almost everything, other than the fact that this is happening, is up in the air because we don't have that much intel. As I said, we have some known unknowns and some unknown unknowns.
Okay.
We are going to use passive sensors. We just got to get through your maneuver first.
Okay. Maybe do a roll to map out this, like all the regions surrounding this, so we have a good.
Well, that's
we have a good flight path.
That's a scan.
Okay.
You can do passive
trying
scans.
to
It's just
think of
increased
what
difficulty.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about
You could scan to make sure to verify your exit strategy, like you have an exit point pre-calculated, so you don't have to calculate later if the captain says, we're overwhelmed, get us out of here." Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Let's call that reason plus con. Difficulty would normally be 2, but you're restricted to passive sensors, so the difficulty goes up to 3. Assisted by sensors plus con.
Okay. To which Deca will ask the captain, Captain, in preparation for this mission, I think it might be wise to calculate an exit vector. Should we need to leave in an emergency? Would you like me to plot this vector out the way we came, or out through the other entrance into this region? Leaving the way we came would put us right back at the center of the subspace rift, whereas
if
the
it's
other
an
is
emergency,
unknown.
if it's an emergency, we need the shortest route. It doesn't matter where we end up.
Okay. In which case,
If we have
that would
time
be.
to think about it, you can always give me a better option later. But if we don't have time to think about it, just give me the shortest way out.
Okay. In which case, I think the answer to that would be out the way we haven't come in, because trying to get out through the subspace rift is something we know is going to be a gnarly prospect.
Yeah, you're gonna take damage no matter what you do if you go that way. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me look at all my stuff, all the fun abilities I get to throw at problems like this. Intuitive Navigator ability. When I attempt to plot a starship course, I may reduce the task roll by 2 to a minimum of 0.
Yeah.
Trait of Keen Navigator.
Yep.
Wonderful. Helm operations focus.
Yep.
Or okay, cool. There's no momentum on the board. That's okay. power of math, because I'm doing calculations.
Yeah.
First d20 I get is free, so I'm rolling 3 dice. Cool. Cool. Recent con. Oh no.
So, um, sophisticated astrometrics is gonna
Do I get
allow
a
me to
reroll?
reroll a d20.
Love those sophisticated astrometrics. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And if you create a trait off of this, its potency is automatically 1 higher.
The problem is he
Which
did
is
not do
more.
this. He did not perform this task in the stellar cartography laboratory.
It's a
Or
yeah.
at
some of his
navigation.
core-
I can keep
Yep.
reading.
Yep.
I can read 3 words. Yeah.
This is the second time we've had to say this.
This is the third time, in fact, that this has come through.
Let me just click some buttons here. The gear icon. Coming up.
Just
Oh,
delete,
now the
delete,
game's not letting me
delete.
do it. Hey, roll 20. You're on my side. What the hell? Fine.
I've been having that. The gears don't want to work.
Let's note that down.
English factory worker circa the 19th century.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay. Also, this is really funny. So,
Yeah.
because of Intuitive Navigator and the difficulty being 0, I also gain 2 bonus momentum. And because of Visit Every Star, because I succeeded at a navigation task, I gain an additional bonus momentum.
Let me resolve the initial success first. Escape vector, course, directionality, coreward, spinward. If my brain's correct, that feels correct. Rimward. It's the other way. You're heading the other direction. Rimward, spinward. Rimward, spinward. Okay. What do you want to do with your bonus momentum? You can ask questions. You can possibly influence the potency. Actually, you already increased the potency. Is already 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But could I? Oh wait, no, because you can. It's a thing now. I can only make traits through doing a task, right?
Generally, yeah. You can only
Yeah,
modify
okay.
traits in the media.
Which you just did.
Which I just did.
So you can't.
Fair
do it.
enough. Well, that's basically 3 questions. I don't know if anyone has any.
The escape vector you've chosen, does it actually represent the normal egress point of the minefield?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes, there's a clear opening there. That there's no astrological reason why there'd be a gap there. If you have mines, you could just fill that gap. They've chosen not to do that on purpose. It looks like. And also, you see warp wake. So it's obviously people are warping through that gap.
That's what I was going to ask. So then to put forth my next question to try to confirm the theory I had earlier, do I get the feeling then that this is like how ships are exiting and leaving this space station's region?
I'll push that back to you. That's basically what you just established.
Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Because you just established that there are warp wakes. Do they all seem consistent with Breen starships, or do I get the impression that other, even if I can't get like specific identifiers, is it just Breen warp signatures from what I can tell, or am I also seeing other unidentified?
You are also seeing other identified. You're seeing some Breen and a lot of others.
Oh, that's important. That's very important. Oh, I know. I will ask with my final question. do any of those non-Breen warp signatures match anything we know of?
Yes. Some of it is Federation base. Some of it is Orion base. Some of it's unidentified, unencountered. But warp is warp.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think if there's another one that you would know at this time period. I don't think so. No. Because it wouldn't be... I don't... Oh, no, there is very old Klingon ones.
Okay.
Like, it happens, but it's not. They're not the most frequent. The others are way more frequent than the Klingon one.
Captain, in calculating our exit vector through that region, I have found something out that is somewhat troubling. It would appear that that exit vector, is indeed the primary method through which vessels enter and leave this station's operational range. However, in discovering such, I have located a number of warp signatures that don't match what we've seen of the Breen in the last few days. In fact, many of these signatures match other known polities technology. It's quite likely that other individuals come here from the outside to do business.
All right. I'll go ahead and...
We may have stumbled upon the auction block, so to speak.
Oh. You have a very grim way of putting it, Deca, but I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
The captain will go over to science and look at the scope. And I'll start using passive or looking at what passive sensors are picking up off of the station.
The station explodes because there's a mine in there. 14 credit. I don't know.
I mean, like, it would be bad, but it would also solve our problem.
What?
Well, if the station explodes, then we wouldn't have to fight them anymore.
No, the
So
station that the
true.
captain's standing at.
Oh, you meant the... I thought you meant the space station.
I was like, holy crap!
I thought you were saying, like, that was a grim thing to say, and I was like, well, you were the one who's talking about the station exploding.
It's really funny.
Alright, scanning things. You're scanning for information, you're scanning a particular zone, which is 2 zones away, which is normally this. You're not close, and you're
I'm
passive.
probably at the wrong station. I should probably be over here because I'm more interested in tactical information. I'm interested not in stellar phenomena or anything like that. I'm interested in scanning ships, their structures, their defensive capabilities, what type of ship they are. Would that be better at tactical?
Yep, yeah, if that's what you're looking for.
Okay.
Actually, are you scanning the station, or are you doing a general sweep of the entire region?
I'm gonna start at the station.
Okay, so this, just so I can remember, stations.
I mean, if it's just an increase in difficulty, I'll take that. But if it's like different information, then I'm gonna focus.
A sweep will, if you do a reveal, essentially, I will reveal the entirety of the current map. If you do a sensor sweep, about the station, I'm just going to describe the station, which you can get more detail. You can ask questions about the station in particular, and you'll get a readout on it. But if you do a sweep, I'll just let you know there is a station here, there's a ship there, there's mines here. You don't know more than that. You just know that they're there.
Okay, let's do the reveal
First.
Oh no. Yeah.
You want to scan the area or the
Actually-
station first? Actually, I'll write the other one as well, just so you know, because that way you know what the difficulty is anyway. That way you can do some planning, because you get to know the difficulty ahead of time.
I
Difficulty.
think sensor sweep is the one I want to do. It's the select a single zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sensor sweep is a single zone. Reveal is basically a wide. Is there anything out there?
Yeah.
So yeah, no. Diff 3. Reason security. Diff 3 assisted by sensor security.
Diff 3, is there something? Because the normal difficulty is 1 increased by 2. Is there something else that's pushing it up?
Yep. Passive sensors.
No, passive. That's what I'm asking. It's normal 1. Passive puts it up by 2. Is there another thing that puts it up to 3?
Distance. You're at medium range. For any range category beyond close, the difficulty goes up by 1. Unless you're using a probe.
All right. Yeah, okay. Because that information's not actually in the description of the action. It's above that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Focus and starship recognition.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to spend 3 momentum.
Okay.
And I'm going to use... Do I want to use that yet? No, I didn't. Yep. It's a good thing I didn't.
Plus the ship for... Oh, God. Oh, that's not a fail. Well, it's a fail, but not a complication.
Alright, so we're gonna have to use a value here. Alright, I'm gonna challenge the directive of...
I know one directive you could probably challenge pretty easy.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was early enough, like if I had committed enough. Probably directive 1 at this point, because
That was my thought, yeah. Because you haven't checked in with her yet. You're like, no, I'm gonna make my own call on this. You can totally do that. You can challenge that.
Spend that on observe and scan any non-Starfleet folk starships.
Yep.
A different directive. My directives are fighting each other.
Yeah. Reasons why the Commodore later won't be too mad about it. It's like, no, you were in a weird situation. we didn't plan for you to be there, so you're kind of in this weird bureaucratic quagmire. So figure it out, please. So I don't have to.
Rerolling 3.
Oh, God.
Which did not help.
No comps, at least. Yeah, you're going to fall short, I think.
We gain a momentum because I spent determination.
Oh, hey, there you go. So yeah.
Sorry. Let me look at the I forgot to consult the ship.
You might want to.
Veteran sensor operators.
Yeah, there's probably like someone on the tactical one or at science are going, by the way, Captain, heads up. You might want to check this.
The only other one that might work is state of the art.
Yeah. State of the art will get you there. Just. All right. So I can actually give you the station readout. Is there any information I don't want you to see in there? This, I don't mind if the people at home see this, but you don't know these traits. I just need to know them. So I'll put that like that. So when I show it to you, you know they have traits, because of course they do. Actually. And you know what? Nah, you'll know. You'll see. You can ask me questions. That's what momentum's for. Okay. So, player journal, all players. Wait, no. Better way to do this. I forgot because I don't want you to accidentally mess with things. Boop. Boop.
I love accidentally messing with things.
Boop, boop. Ow, I pulled my own hair.
It's my favorite hobby.
Pulling my hair? Stop that. I'm gonna put them all...
It's a really time-consuming hobby.
There we
It's
go.
a lot of travel time.
All in the Discord.
But the thing I did was do the sensor suite, not the station scan.
I heard station scan. Sorry. I thought you weren't doing reveal. You were doing. That's actually what that roll says. Station scan. That's a different difficulty. Because difficulty for sweeping to see what everything that's there.
I know, I mean, I may have been misheard, but
Yeah.
I'll roll again. I mean, there's nothing to do about it now, I guess.
Yeah. The book. Where are you? There you go. Shoo. What? Why are you open? That check. Reason plus security. Difficulty. Yeah, it wouldn't be that easy. Base difficulty is 3. And +1 because of passive, so difficulty 4. Assisted by sensors plus security. Region reveal. So with veteran and state of the art, that brings it to 2. Do you wish to roll that, or do you want to ask more questions about... Do you want to spend that momentum on asking about the information you learned about the station? Captain?
Yeah, I was thinking.
I want to make sure I didn't lose my mic. I was like, did my mic shut off?
I kind of assumed the captain might have cut out, but thinking is good too.
Yeah, I'll spend a momentum on a third die.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ship.
And I'll give you threat.
Oh, yeah. It's like, just because I'm pretty? I mean, why am I getting that? Oh, because of the comp, right? All right. Boop. And you move to medium, so you are sitting here. You were out here. But you moved to there. Your scan reveals the station, of course. The various minefields. This is the opening you came in. This is the opening that you have an escape route to that has people coming and going. You see various scale 3 vessels coming and going, some docked, some in close proximity to each other. You see 1 Breen vessel and 2 of the smaller new type ships that your crew encountered. Currently silent running, so boop.
We know anything? Well, ninja icon. Do we know anything about where their operations and the other one, engineering are? Main engineering.
For a momentum, you can get an answer to one of those. Otherwise, you'd have to scan the station again for a more detailed schematic. Like basically create a trait of ship schematic.
What are you thinking, Captain?
I'm looking up a rule real quick.
Okay.
It's starship combat momentum spins.
Oh, I know what I did.
I thought piercing was a thing.
It might be called penetrating instead.
Yeah, I think they either
I think
renamed it
they
or it was
names
never...
for ships.
Yeah.
I don't see it as an option, though. I may be wrong. So the starship combat momentum spins, you have added damage and devastating attack. You have those in addition to the uses of momentum.
Yeah, you'd have to have something like versatile or penetrating as part of the weapon damage. Because I think versatile is how you can penetrate as well. I think actually I'll double check versatile because I know some weapons have penetrating as a trait, but I don't know if versatile gets you there or not. That's how I did it. I remember being able to penetrate with a Federation ship. That's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can. I just forget how.
Yeah, the thing is called piercing. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't think you do it with momentum. Yeah, I think it's a weapon function. If I could find it, that'd be great. Where's the weapons?
Versatile is if an attack with this weapon is successful, it gains X points of bonus momentum.
Oh, I'm thinking phasers is what I'm thinking.
And phasers don't just give versatile too.
No, they have a charge, which is different. Charge gives you different choices you can do. With
Oh
it.
yeah,
That's the difference. Oh, I think I may have had a trait that let me a talent that let me do that. That's maybe how I did it as a security person. Because I don't think it's a thing you can do with the momentum spends.
Ain't talent's funny.
Yeah, oh, I probably should have looked that up earlier. That makes us have to change plans. That makes the previous plan impossible.
I'm sorry. What makes the previous plan impossible?
I was operating under the assumption that we could apply piercing through versatile as a combat momentum spend. If we could, then the station's 9 resistance, or actually I think it has 10 resistance, is overcomable. But if we can't do that, it's the station alone would be everything we've got, every resource we've got. Even a scale 1 fighter added on top of that makes it too much. I didn't realize it. I assumed that, and then I just thought, yeah, let me check that.
Ooh, okay. So what are we thinking for an alternative?
We'd have to completely avoid starship combat, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, we also just can't beam on board.
Yeah.
So my next approach is to spend 1 momentum to ask, are there any Federation ships, not Federation design? They have to have some kind of Federation transponder, or they have to be in our database. Like the whole.
Like they're registered as a Federation vessel,
yeah.
and they claim
some
Federation.
whole marking. Yeah.
A quick sweep shows no one is I'm thinking who's here, because I know who's here. None that are currently registered. Like the Federation, the ships that have like Federation tech on them aren't registered anymore with the Federation. They used to be, but they're not anymore. And
What do you mean used to be?
As in, they were a Federation ship, Federation citizen, all the rights and privileges therein, and then they disavowed and fled Federation jurisdiction. So they've basically forsaken all the protections of the Federation, but now that also, which on the one hand means Federation won't chase you too much. Downside of that is, if you get in trouble, Federation is in no way obligated to help you. That'd be this ship here. I'll get you a name. That's not right. You're attacked by a freeze bomb. Do a DC 15 dex save.
Try again.
I think I've got a good deck save, actually. If I remember correctly, my class gives me a bonus to this.
What class gives you a dexterity bonus?
A dexterity save bonus.
Okay.
Proficiency. Clearly the doctor's a rogue.
Well, she's old enough.
Clearly.
She's actually from across the Shadow Wall. She's actually from a different. She's actually from a D&D world. You see.
God.
Oh god, it's hard to change things when you're this zoomed out. Zoom in.
She's wearing ear prosthetics. She's actually an elf.
But she forgot.
Why? You could have just pretended to be Vulcan.
Well, she was on Earth, so...
Yeah, exactly. It's the long amount of time on Earth.
Okay.
And then, she got used to them, and yeah.
Oh, hold on a second.
Are you just
So,
pretending
for
your
the-
ears are like 4 times the size? Sorry.
For the station, is this close, medium, long?
Yeah. Like, this is all close. This is all medium. This is all
We're
long.
back in business. We're back in business. The furthest they can shoot is long, right? Now, if the station can move, right, that presents a bit of a problem. But they would have to chase us, and we can just stay away. New plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just put our
We're getting
asses
there.
here and say, "Come at me, bro." We just shut down traffic.
Yeah.
No one gets in or out. We can
Besiege
deal with
them.
these guys.
Topical.
Yeah.
We're doing social commentary.
What?
Yeah, it's Star Trek.
Irish Reunification of 2025.
I knew that station was orange for a reason. We can do the original plan, but on this ship, not on the station. So we seize this ship. Because part of the other plan, the backup plan I had is kind of a Corbin might maneuver bluff, but we can't bluff them that we've got a super powerful weapon that you've never heard of, because they're just not going to care. The only way we're going to bluff them is if we say, we have your stuff, we know who you are, and we're going to start telling people who you are, where you are, how you operate, because they have been willing to
Operating in secret.
they've been willing to commit suicide to stop that. So I think that's the approach. So seeing this, I'm going to ask Deca to bring us along the escape vector on a quiet path. Obviously not entering the sector where there's a ship.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this will be Control Con, difficulty of 2, assisted by engines plus con, because the idea is that you're trying to drift very carefully around, and then you're trying to wait till this guy leaves so you can slot yourself in. Because otherwise, you're going to drift right into this guy being checked, who's sitting at the checkpoint.
Where's the Slovak point?
They're generally considered 1 point by everybody but themselves.
And actually, I'm going to tap the brake on your roll there, Deca.
Okay.
Insight plus command, difficulty 2 for the captain. I might be able to tell you something before you undertake this action. This Captain Killick might realize something about the current tactical situation.
Starfleet protocol, astronavigation, starship recognition, strategy and tactics.
Strategy and
violin.
tactics. Violin.
I was counting. She's doing some weird shit. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Trinity being weird.
No, I'm just not gonna roll.
I'm just gonna. I can't really help you. Go ahead, Deca.
Okay. Hold on. Full con. I'm just seeing what I've got. I don't think any of my talents are going to help here. I just have to make the roll. Take a threat. Helm operations focus. Cool. A keen navigator trait?
I don't think that'll help you here.
Okay, fair enough. Had to pitch it. And I generated momentum.
Plus the ship. What layer are you on? Okay, there. It's like, why can't I move you? You're gonna leave.
Actually, that's a success. I don't know why it freaked out, but that's a 6, and we have a 12.
There you go. You very slowly drift into the checkpoint area. And
Call down.
you notice that this ship is beginning to scan this sector.
Okay. Atrium, you're on the bridge, right?
I can be on the bridge.
You're on the bridge, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then the captain will say, we'll kind of look around the bridge to make sure everybody's in place, and then start a flurry of orders to get weapons, shields, targeting solution, and begin the operation in general.
Are we moving to red alert?
Yeah, I mean, it's all of those things.
Okay.
The you might as well take us into combat timing because it's going to matter.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, you follow the combat because, you drift into position, and then you see a little blurb of, hey, look, this thing's powering up its sensor suite to start scanning this part of space. Yeah, they're going to see you if they scan you at all. So you get the first move. You're going to complete, you're just going to, for them, they see one ship pass away. There's empty space. They start beginning to scan the space as a sort of sensor calibration. We're making sure it's empty space, make sure no one's cloaked or doing anything clever. And then out of nowhere, a ship powers up its shields, powers up its weapons, and whoa, where did that come from? And there you are, faced off with a Breen ship that did not know you were there. I will say its shields are up, but its weapons aren't, because it wasn't really expected to shoot at anybody. So I actually have to waste a miner to power up its weapons.
They just sit out here with shields on. Bastards.
Yeah.
They don't trust people around here. They're not even scared of you. They're scared of other people rushing the border. But weapons on's kind of, that makes it look like you're about to... That's pulling a gun out, pointing at someone's face, going, okay, I don't mean to kill you. But show me your pockets. It's like, ah.
Okay, so the point of confusion is that we get to be at powered weapons without actions.
Yep, you basically caught them.
Okay.
If they weren't that paranoid, they would have been caught with no shields. But
Okay.
they're in a region of space where having shields on is a survival action. They have to.
All right. Then, Commander Atrium, get me a targeting solution on that slaver.
Sir?
And disable their weapons systems. Actually, do we want to disable... Sorry, I was just checking on something. Does it say there's a consequence to having your engines destroyed? Not the reactor explosion, because that requires the ship to suffer critical damage and the engines to be destroyed.
I think you can only maneuver, right?
Yeah. If you destroyed destroy it, but not cause critical damage. If you just destroy engines, they can't perform any engine tasks, so they can't move. They can't. Well, they can maneuver because it doesn't require an engine roll, but they couldn't impulse. They couldn't warp.
Okay. I didn't know if they lost power.
No. They may lose power for a different reason, but that's not the reason why. Besides, you only get reroute power 1 anyway, so. I think in the old edition it used to, because you'd have a certain number of power, and you lost. I think you lost 2 power if your engines took breaches, for example. In second edition, there's no real. You either have power or you don't. You either have reserve power or you don't.
Then the order is to destroy their weapons and disable them, meaning at least 2 breaches to weapons and at least 4 breaches total, but no more.
You want me to do 4 breaches on 1 hit?
No. Overall, over the next round.
Okay.
2 breaches to weapons and another 2 breaches anywhere else, including weapons.
Okay.
Not. Very importantly, you cannot have more than 1 to engines, and preferably 0 to engines.
Yep.
Okay. I will, let's see. I'm going to direct you this first time.
All right.
Try to build up some momentum to afford your quicks and your...
Yep.
But if you pull this off, I'm gonna want to be able to talk to tell them what we're doing. But none of that matters if we get caught in a gunfight. So I'll direct.
All right.
I don't know who I should aim this at. What I'm about to say. I'll let you 2 decide. Actually, I'll make both of you. You're both challenging a directive to not engage any Breen starships. You can overgo that you can override that directive. You'll just get a ding, but you'll both get a determination.
All right, that's fine.
Sure. In fact, thanks for the determination. I would have done it for free.
Okay.
So, my direct's gonna count as a 1 here. Christopher.
Okay.
Medal of Valor.
Yep. Okay. Let me. So, with the direct, do I just get the main action for free, or do I get the main action and the minor?
Just main action. You don't have to
Just main
spend.
action.
Do you have something special about targeting solution?
Yes. So I have precision targeting. You can more easily pick out and target specific systems when making an attack on an enemy vessel. When you make an attack with starship weapons that targets a specific ship system, you may re-roll a d20.
So you basically do targeting solution, and you get the benefit. You get both benefits. You don't have to choose when you do targeting solution.
Yeah.
But it is.
You could do both if you spend.
Yeah, normally you could. Normally you couldn't.
No,
you
I
have
guess
the
you
special.
couldn't.
Yeah, you especially can do it. But you will owe me. You owe me 1 momentum for the minor tactical targeting solution.
Yeah, as she specifically locks on, key weapons power distribution nodes within long range. Okay. Now we
if my minor that I get for free.
Oh, that's true.
It's my turn.
Yeah, you just.
I haven't done anything yet that forces me to be at command, have I? I guess direct actually does force me to be.
I would permit you to do it from your chair, because a lot of command functions can be done. A lot of stuff can be done from the captain's chair.
Then I was gonna do calibrate.
Oh, you're calibrating weapons. Okay. So the next attack will be increased by 1 as you fine-tune the energy. So you'll be spending the 1 to targeting solution the weapons, as the captain has helped calibrate the energy systems of the phaser array. I presume phasers rather than torpedoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Just because of the range we're in, yeah. All right.
No, it's because they have their shields up.
Yep. And now,
And now for my next trick.
So this is something I've also been... Oh, come on, I can't use my sheet at all. Something I've been waiting on to do with Atrum for a long time and we haven't got to do. Like, part of a whole ass talent I took to be I do the strategy, you do the tactics, is call out targets. When you assist a character in an attack, the assisted character generates 2 bonus momentum if their attack succeeds. So, if you succeed and you use the plan of action I created, which Garen might take some finagling with the GM because it was at the station, but we're still following the same plan of action, which was disable them and board them. So maybe you can finagle that. You could get 4 bonus momentum. If you can't, you're only going to get 2.
we can dump all of that into phasers to increase damage.
Not all of it, no.
Is there a cap?
Yes.
All right.
But
control, security. Difficulty 2. I get a reroll. I'm going to spend 1 momentum. And GM, I would like to spend my determination on. All right, hear me out. First, could I do by the phaser I seek peace, but peace only under liberty? I would love to handle this peacefully, but these people are violently oppressing other people, and therefore I'm forced to achieve things through a more violent means.
I'd say no. You've made no attempt to do this peacefully.
That's pretty fair.
There might be still an argument because we've dealt with them on 2 occasions where we did, and they refused on both occasions to so much as send a single transmission. Like there's a pattern that they just will refuse to deal with us.
Given the current under the current directives, I would have to disagree. I would have to say that you engaged in hostilities before peaceful interaction.
All right. In that case, you either summit the mountain or you die trying, on the basis of we either do this or we die.
I'll take that.
Alright.
I agree with that.
So I'm rolling 2 dice, getting a +2 from that, and a +2 from the captain. So that is 2 + 1 is 3, plus mine is 5, plus the captain is 7. So 7 minus 2, that's 5 successes.
5 momentum.
Weapon, the ship is... Yeah, 5 momentum. And then the captain's thing gives us 4 more successes?
No. You definitely get 2 bonus momentum because I assisted you.
Okay.
You might get a decrease in difficulty and 2 more bonus momentum if the GM accepts that we're still broadly within our plan.
I would not say so, because you were totally intending to board a station, and it's station ops, and it's station engineering, not a Breen starship. You didn't even know about this starship when you planned until after you did the plan and started scanning.
Yeah, I meant simply the attack first and then sees engineering and ops as not as opposed to attacking a station.
Yeah, I know. Further to Atrium's thing, I just want to touch base on that. The argument you guys are giving, and this is why I kind of agree, by the Phasar seek peace and all that, there's a reason I'm not making you challenge it, because your rationale does make sense. It's like there's a reason why it's not working against the value, but you're not working in favor of it either. So you're not fighting yourself, but yeah, there's other ways to do what you're doing. But sometimes that's not an option. Like in this case, you really don't think that was an option you had. If there was a clear, obvious option of talk to them, to these guys, then I would have chased you for your value. But nah, I don't think it's that outlandish. So that all said, you do have 5 on the table and 2 momentum. Your severity for phasers has been increased by 1. So you're firing not with 6, but you're at 7 severity currently.
Okay, and how much can we increase that by?
1 for every 2. Twice.
All right. So then let's spend 4.
So you spend those 2 plus 2 more. 2. So that ups it not from 7, it goes to 79. It goes to 9 severe.
Can we also do a devastating attack?
You probably want to wait, because I
Okay.
don't think you have to commit to that unless the GM tells me I'm wrong. I don't think you have to commit to that until you've heard the result.
That's true. Yeah, because the only thing you must commit to is what the difficulty is, and then figure all that. Even then, you can see the results of the 9 severe first, and then make your choices. Because it's the same way with shields. So you're like, oh, I didn't do enough, and I didn't pop shields. I'll dump more energy into it to see if it pops, sort of thing. All right, so they took 9. I will point out you do have versatile 2, so I don't know. You might not have needed to spend 2 of your momentum out of your pool.
Okay, so we could have just spent the bonus and versatile too.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No. It occurred to me just now. It's like, wait a minute. I think I made you overspend. So you hit them. Anything special? You chose the system. They take the damage. I minus my resistance from the damage, which is ow. So I'll make this easier myself. So you did that much. You fire your phasers, pouring everything you have into it. And they're just completely caught off guard by the attack. The surprise ambush attack by the Honorable Federation. And
not gonna
Right.
they are
So much for the tolerant left.
God. So they are shaken by the hit as their shields drop a significant amount.
I do declare that I am shaken by these here accusations against me.
Boy.
Your character dies.
Sorry, I won't do that again.
Your
I won't do
character's
that
dead
again.
now. No, she's got to make a new character now.
So you do.
So they lost one of their major actions for that. So, pew! You hit their shields, and you see like you see their shield bubble kind of fluctuate, and it's obvious that they must be shaken over there because they have to adjust for how much they got hit.
Yeah, then throw on some devastating.
Yeah. All right. Slap down devastating on this attack too, as she, the full might of the Federation's phaser systems, of this ship's phaser systems, are on display.
As you kind of let the phaser stay on just a little bit longer, and you hear the tactical teams below reporting that the manifolds are starting to melt. They're not quite there yet, but you push just a little bit more, just enough to do an extra bit of damage. Devastating, I believe, halves your attack. Your severity,
Yeah,
rather?
I have the,
It's
I
a
have the text
different-
right here.
it hits
Roll
a
an
different-
additional system. That's if someone suffers a hit, dealing half the attack's damage rounded up. Okay,
There,
so
I see it. So
I
roll.
shall 1d20. 7. 7 is sensors.
Okay, so instead of doing 9, you do 5. 5 minus their resistance. Oh, I definitely did this backwards and screwed myself up. Oh, I know, man. I know the answer to my own question. Yeah, the devastating attack continues to sweep across the hull, and you push it just long enough that you stop the phaser shot before it starts melting things on your own ship. But their shields have held. They took damage, but it was not enough to cause another issue, to cause a breach.
But they are shaken, so they can't take their turn now?
They lose one. I think they lose their next one. Yeah, I think their next turn they don't get to do anything. I think is how it works.
Right, so it goes to them, they lose it, and goes back to us? Is that what happens?
That's what would happen if you let the turn go to them. It'll automatically bounce back to you.
Do we want to do that? And then I can go and shoot them again?
Let's just have you shoot. Let's have you make the use of. Actually, let me spend 2 to quick to action, and then spend 1 to select the commander and direct them to fire.
Okay, so you're taking a second turn?
Yes.
We have a slight
Alright.
problem. You would have had to spend 1 to direct anyway, yeah? The first time. So I don't think this is here. That just dawned on me. Unless you have a way that lets you direct for free. Because as I remember in 2nd edition, directing costs some momentum.
It does.
Does, yeah.
So I say we just let the turn go to them, and then...
The alternative is they take 1 less damage. Because you spent for devastating attacks, that would give you enough to do what you're trying to do.
No, because then that would round down the other attack, so let's just let them have it. Let them be panicked, not able to respond, and shoot them again.
Well, you're assuming they take the action. And not the station.
I suppose.
I will just have to do it myself, I guess.
Alright.
Boop-a-doop.
Is that what I want to do? Yeah. All right.
What you doing, Cap?
Yeah.
We'll shoot them. That's control security, right?
Control security, diff 2, weapon security.
It's diff 3 because it's my second action.
That's true, yep. Wah.
I'll use determination on spoiling for a fight.
Yep.
Regain a momentum.
Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da.
Strategy and tactics.
Yep.
I might not have rolled above a 15 except for once. Let's see. Well. Either trait of state-of-the-art or well-drilled crew.
I wouldn't take it here. I believe that's a miss if there's no other moves.
Yep.
Yeah, the first shot fires and strikes against the hull, and you fire somewhat trying to anticipate where they're going to go. But unfortunately, they were far more immobile than you thought they were going to be. I think, oh, if I were them, I would have done whatever I could to maneuver out of the second shot. I guess not. Okay. Turn goes to the enemy unless you're keeping, which you can't keep unless you have a free way to do it.
I don't think so.
And I will confirm the fears of your captain
Oh no.
and have the fighters in the area come about because they notice the firefight's happening at the gate. We can't really. Well, we'll get as close as we can, honestly. We can go.
How are you handling them moving together?
I'm treating them basically as one squad of ships, essentially. So they're acting together. So one's assisting the other, essentially. Kind of pulling a rule from First Ed. Just because it's good for smaller ships. I'm going to warp over there. Warp some of the distance over, rather. I do have to roll for that. It's a diff 1. I can biff this. It's possible. Unlikely, but possible. It is engines con. It's diff 1. I doubt I'll whiff this, but I just made it. So I use up a reserve power. Whoa. move you guys over here. They warp to here. And then they impulse to here. Spending 2 threat. As they are racing towards your location, and they start ducking and weaving with their, like, they warp a bit and then they slow down just enough to go to impulse speed and start doing it, while basically going as fast as they can to make it harder to hit them. So difficulty to hit these guys, either of these ships is diff increased by 1. Goes to you guys. Goes to Federation.
Go ahead, HM.
Great. I'm gonna target them again and target their weapons.
Minor target, major shoot.
Yep.
Diff 2. Whoa.
Okay. So I get the reroll. So could I spend my determination on... Okay, I sure can't spend on any of the mission directives because they're all contradictory. Alright, and then it doesn't really matter where I spent it on because I already have a lock. Alright, either you summit the mountain or you die trying?
Yep.
Alright. Alright, control, security, focus and shipboard tactical systems. I get a reroll, and I'm spending that 1 momentum, so I'm rolling 2 dice plus the extra. Bloop. So that's, let me reroll that 0, because there's a... Okay, so that's 3 plus 2 equals 5. Let me think. Do any of the other traits apply? The ship is of no help as usual, and that is a real comp.
Just give it threat.
Yeah, just take threat, and so that's 5 successes, and a diff 2, so that's 3 momentum generated, so we can spend 2 of that to increase the damage.
Also remember you have versatile.
Oh yes, and versatile, so we can do both.
So you're gonna go. You're 2 and 2
Plus 4
basically.
damage. Yeah. So plus 2 damage.
So that is 6, 7, 8 severity.
How much?
8.
Okay.
You only had 9 because the captain had calibrated earlier, but normally your max is 8. Minus my scale is not enough. Their shields shut off completely. And they take a breach to their
And
weapons.
it's
So that's 2
bad.
breaches to weapons.
Say again, sorry?
That's 2 breaches to weapons.
Why is it 2 breaches?
Did the first attack not cause a breach?
No.
No, but it might be anyways because they made the mistake of not going next, so they're still shaken when they get hit.
Are they shaken twice? They have 2 things of
No.
shaken?
No, that's the thing. You can't go shaken twice.
Okay.
It says where's the shield? Where's the thing?
309. If they're already shaken from that attack. So if you hit them twice, if you hit somebody and then devastating them, they get breached for that.
Well, should they not have fired last turn?
No,
what I'm saying was what I was saying.
Okay.
To answer the question that was asked, no, because you did not do enough damage to cause the because you have a 50% shaken and then a 25% shaken. So if you hit someone and drop them past 50%, and then as part of that same attack, you hit them, you do like a devastating, and you get to 25%, then they get a breach because they took a ton of damage all at once. But that didn't happen here. So They basically are going to lose another action. This is how I'm ruling this, because they do so 2 of their actions are basically burned, because they got shaken and then they got shaken again. So basically the next 2 turns, 2 of the characters basically can't do anything. And all they can do is sit there and whinge. But they do take a breach to weapons, so they have 1 breach to their weapon systems. Not enough to disable it, but enough that they'd have to waste a minor to get it to work in the first place. But the shields are down. You have 2 momentum on the board. Do you wish to swift? Do you wish to keep?
So you could devastating.
That's true. Could devastate.
That would only do a breach if they don't have a super big structure of 1 higher than their scale, which is unlikely but possible.
Privately, couldn't I spend to keep and then do another attack?
You could, and would want to hit them with torpedoes.
Okay, well let's game this out, right? So if I would spend 2 to keep, and that would only give me a main action and not a minor action, so I wouldn't be able to aim.
Right.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I wouldn't have any momentum to aim, and I wouldn't have any momentum to do any extra damage, unless I did.
We're not.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to earn momentum on the roll.
All right. Sure. Yeah, she's got plenty of threat, but why not? Let's make magic happen. All right, I'm spending 2 to keep, and firing torpedoes.
You mean swift?
Yeah.
Okay.
The terms are interchangeable in colloquial sense, so I always get them mixed up.
So that is control security would be DF3, but you're swifting, so it's DF4, assisted by WEP's security. If you're firing torpedoes, sorry. It's DF3 if you're doing phasers.
I'll fire torpedoes. I'm activating the Star Cross, which means that my focus is going from 5 to 10. Can I do anything else? No, telepathy is not going to help. That's not going to be.
Question: are you firing a spread, or are you just firing a single torpedo?
Can I fire a spread? Mm-hmm. I thought that required more momentum.
I'm gonna double check. I thought you could just declare it. It just gave me more threat when you did it, and it does a lot of damage when it hits.
I'm looking.
Other direction. Did you know the word torpedo happens a lot in the book?
Yeah.
Rocket.
Who knew, right?
What? Torpedoes? Photon torpedoes in my Star Trek?
Oh, then there's quantum, and then they talk about torpedoes, and there's rapid fire torpedo
So
launchers.
you're looking at the actual description of torpedoes 229, top left in the actual text. Torpedoes may also be fired in a salvo if desired. Firing a salvo of torpedoes adds 3 threat instead of 1, but also adds 1 to the damage rating. It also grants the area or spread quality.
Okay.
What does spread do again? Spread. Weapons with this attacks with this weapon reduce the cost of devastating attack momentum by 1.
Oh, there we go.
I give permission, but do not require you to do this. You make the decision that you think is tactically appropriate as a security officer.
You're welcome.
So, if you hit, and their resistance is 3 or lower, which is likely but not guaranteed, you will do 2 breaches, and that will destroy the weapons, but it will not disable the ship. If you then did a devastating attack, you would probably destroy... Actually, I think that would probably destroy them outright.
Go for it.
So
that's a salvo.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, 3 threat to me.
as a reminder, we don't want to destroy them outright.
Okay, then
So-
let's not go for a salvo.
No. So the salvo still has value. It's just if the GM tells you you did 2 breaches in this first hit, don't use.
Devastating attack.
Do you have to declare spread ahead of time?
It's you would say it's area or spread, and spread doesn't automatically devastating attack. It just makes devastating
You're right.
attacks cheaper.
Okay, then I would say go ahead and say spread, but don't spend for devastating attack if that ship has. We'll cover that when we get there.
All right,
But yes,
sounds good.
if you want to do salvo, do salvo.
We'll burn that bridge when we get.
Sure, then we'll do full salvo. All right. And I'm gonna ask for 6 threat, rolling a full minute.
Okay.
So that is. Okay, so that is 2 plus 2. And that 1 is actually 2 because of the metal, so that is 6.
7 with the ship.
7. Okay.
There you go. Definite hit. Torpedoes normally do 4, increases by 1 because you're salvoing to 5.
And that was not an aimed attack, so I didn't have the momentum to make it.
Yep, so roll me a d20. Let's see what it hit.
Okay. One. That is.
Feels
Oh,
like...
get a part of the book now.
I want to say structure. Communication.
Communication. In fact, I hope we didn't want to talk to them because you just made it impossible for them to talk to anyway.
Yeah, because they just took 2. They're going to take 2 breaches to the communications, which will destroy it.
All right.
Sure.
Oh, actually, for some reason, I kept going between their scale 3 and their scale 4. They're scale 3. If they've got 3, yeah, we need 1 more breach, and you have a weapon that does 2 breaches.
Fails. No longer function. If they take any additional breaches, yes. So if they take 1 more breach, they're disabled outright because they have so many breaches anywhere on the ship. They just shut off. Their communications are dead. If they take 2 breaches, they will explode.
Okay.
If they take 1 more
Can we
breach,
spend
they will not.
spend 1 more breach?
Yeah, you can spend 1
we have
momentum
the
for.
momentum.
Yeah, you can spend for devastating attack, which would make this severity.
So if we do
3.
devastating attack, you have been giving us the traits on the first attack, on the second attack, right? Well, I take that back. No, you gave us the damage. You didn't say that a second attack of a devastating gets another set of versatile. So if it doesn't get another set of versatile, it doesn't get another set of high yield, right?
Oh no! Well, hold on. I'm double checking something. You should have gotten versatile last time.
Okay.
A second bout of it, you mean?
Yeah, second bout of versatile. So if you do another torpedo, if you devastate attack another torpedo, it's not going to be, it'll get high yields, and if it's enough to get past their resistance, it'll be enough to destroy them because it'll take a total of 2 more breaches.
Okay.
So the question is, do you do the devastating attack and destroy them potentially, or do you withhold?
I've become a little lost. Okay, what are the 2 differences?
The difference is, at this point, right now, they are not disabled. The only thing you've done to them is knock down their shields and knock down their communications. If they take 1 breach from here on, they are disabled because they have so much breaches, the ship just has too many holes in it. If they take 2 breaches, they'll blow up just because there's not enough ship to go around. At this point, you could spend for devastating attack, which might be enough to get past their resistance. If it is, then it'll do 2 breaches to them because it's a torpedo hitting them basically a second time.
So we either let them live around or we blow them up.
Yeah, you can't disable them here. It's not an option.
All right, then we'll let it go.
Are you guys going to keep the initiative for Ilithia or Dekka? Or does it go to the enemy?
It depends what we want to do.
Um,
How are we for where we're maneuvering / how we're maneuvering?
I don't think we have anything specifically for Ilithia or Dekka as secure as movement or
Although
medical.
Although don't forget, I can do things like evasive or
True, yeah.
or attack patterns.
Yeah, Dekka's got stuff to do. I don't really, unless we take damage. Although I could obviously play someone else if we have some NPC support who needs activation.
I mean, the option, if either of you wanted to play support, would be to go beam over and take control of that ship now.
You could,
don't have no shields anymore.
Yeah.
You could attempt a boarding
Honestly,
action.
yeah.
Actually, if you do a boarding action
might be-
and cause a breach, quote unquote, then that disables them via boarding.
Which
Yeah.
I'm fine. Ilithia's already. That could just be Ilithia. Ilithia's already volunteered to be on a boarding team, to lead a boarding team as a commander.
True.
And we know there are going to be casualties over there because they have taken.
We just shot them up pretty good.
And part of my bluff here is to seize that vessel as part of the now let's negotiate. Now I have chips.
Okay. Yeah. I can beam over.
So Swift, roll 20, catch up to me.
And obviously, we're going to want to send a security team with you.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a security team. Dekka, do you want to join me in beaming over, or stay on the ship? Either with Dekka or with the support.
Well, Dekka, the character, is definitely staying on board the ship, I think.
Makes sense.
And there's good things we can do with Dekka. If you're going to seize the ship, then Dekka can help us from getting shot by doing like a evasive action.
Evasive and yeah, because we're about to have to deal with some fighters.
Yep.
So, Doctor, the role you're required of is... Whoa. Oh, 20, stop helping. No, don't pop out. Yeah, that's very fancy. I'm glad you added that feature. I bet everyone on Roll20 uses it. I'm
detecting some sarcasm.
Security. I think that's everything. Open, please. What department of the ship are you trying to beam over to? Command, engineering, security, medical, science?
I'm assuming this should either be command or engineering, right?
I'd probably, if you had to choose one, it'd probably be command, right?
Yeah, probably.
So what this will do, if you succeed, you will cause, you'll beam over and you cause that department to have the being boarded trait, which basically makes everything that involves that department increase in difficulty by 1. To actually cause a breach, you need to do another roll while you're boarding to sabotage that particular department. That's how boarding parties can damage ships while they're aboard. Because it's presumed when you beam over, you immediately get into a shootout, and that makes life harder for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Presence. Command difficulty 2.
Yeah.
Is that it? Cool.
I presume you're bringing along the original team of Kelly and Gart along with your security detail.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to see if I have anything that's applicable right now before I spend anything. I don't think so.
Veldril crew might come in now.
It does, yep.
All right.
And
Good to have.
is there an argument for communication security, because this is coordination of a boarding team rather than an attack by the ship itself?
I'm grabbing the rules that they have in Klingon. They specifically call out weapon security.
Okay.
You speak Klingon?
No, I'm not a nerd.
You said I'm grabbing the rules in Klingon.
Yeah.
Wow, you're so pedantic. Jeez, isn't it annoying when people do that?
I'm sorry. I'm just saying, you didn't say in the Klingon book, you said in Klingon, which implies the Klingon language.
Okay, we get it. You're picking apart my word. No.
I
would never do that.
Anymore.
I would never.
Turner Left has made comedy illegal.
There were 2 people pretty avid about Klingon translation in that game, and Corby was not either of them.
I translated the ships.
I could.
Yeah, but you did it. It's just me and Inslee did it at every single opportunity.
Oh yeah.
So I could use esoteric experience here to swap to another department, but I can only really think of a justification for engineering if I went and hit engineering. So I think I might go hit engineering instead of command.
Okay.
What are you trying to? Because you don't want to use.
My command's a 2. My engineering's a 4.
Oh.
If you prefer that I hit command, I can still do that. If that works better.
You know, in the spirit of the episode, you know, Killick would. The order is probably to seize the ship. The intention is you take command of the ship from the Khan.
Yeah.
But if you decide to use your experience as a commander to do something different, I can't cast any stones.
Yeah, really?
House.
Because you can seize command of a ship from engineering. That's one way to seize the ship.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So yeah, if you'll take that, I'll go for engineering with esoteric experience. And I'll give myself a focus in. Okay. I'm trying to think of a good focus here that isn't just boarding actions, because I don't actually want to take boarding actions. Although that would be very funny.
Under what circumstances would you have a focus in boarding actions? Did you do a stint in the Royal Navy during the Napoleonic Wars?
Maybe. Maybe. Also, boarding actions have been a thing for a very long time.
Okay.
As long as there have been ships.
Wait, did you do a stint as a Somali pirate?
Also possible.
You could take something like defensive tactics as like the logic being, yeah, you've beamed in next to the controls, but now you need to fight them off as they try to seize the controls from you.
Yeah.
You might want to speak very quickly.
Yeah, I'll do that.
4, 5, 6.
Live nearly forever defensive tactics. Does that apply?
Say again.
Defensive tactics as a focus for holding the position that we get ourselves into here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. And I gotta reroll. Well, it's fine. I succeed.
So you and your team
This
beam
shit
over.
complicated, so you're gonna want to give him 2 threat or something. Take a complication.
Yeah.
So, you give me threat or taking a comp?
I'll give you the threat.
Gonna need it. So as you beam over, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, it's 2 each. Got my math all screwed up. Duh. You know what?
That's what we do.
Take all of them. Let's do it properly. 3, 4. Oops, I have to bring the camera with me. So, you all have beamed over. Get over there. Get over there.
Get over here.
So, you, in the middle of combat, Ilithia's boarding team beams over to the enemy ship after the bombardment of shots. Ilithia, you're immediately met with Breen, the Breen command team, who are having a firefight with you and the security team over there. And as you're getting ready to coordinate the next attack, Dekka, you may roll for me Insight Con difficulty opposed. You're the defender, so unfortunately you roll first.
Oh, yippee.
And the ship helps with sensors con because, you're not literally looking out the window going, ooh, pretty,
Very good. I don't imagine my telepathy does anything here.
It does. There's a reason why telepathy would help.
See, this is why we always shoot our shot with different focuses, because sometimes we say something ridiculous and then you're like, yeah, it does help.
Okay, in that case, psionics focus.
Yep. I ran out of water. I'm sad. Oh well.
Does my trait of psychically hardened come into play?
No, you're not under attack that way. You're sensing something.
Fair enough. Thought it would be worth a try. Insight Con. And this has nothing to do with plotting a course.
No. You're noticing something. You're feeling something's off.
Right, time to task with the department. And there's no momentum on the board. Would this be something that requires calculations?
Not really.
Okay, fair enough. Then I don't have anything to. I don't really have any other abilities to throw at this. Then it's gonna have to be just a straight roll. That'll be. I'll give you 3 threats.
Okay.
To roll 4 dice.
That's a good roll. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. 1, 2, 3. Ba 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 ba. Plus the ship, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you.
This should be da technically. Put the shut off.
Does the fact I'm using my telepathy at all impact the?
Is there a reason it should?
Okay, if not, fine. Fair enough.
That was what I was going for.
Thank you, ship.
Okay, sure, whatever. This is a weird way to do it.
What is happening?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's correct.
5 hits. We got 6 thanks to the ship rolling a success.
Cool. So this doesn't you actually get to roll to avoid this from happening. You notice in the heat of the battle, the fighters warp by you, which is weird because it looked like they were warping at you like in an attack vector or something. And that's confusing, and you just have this bad feeling something's wrong, and you sense telepathically, because they did pass by you, that a immense amusement of a trick that's about to happen. Some dangerous ploy that they're going to catch you, and it's going to blow up your ship. Which, that probably alarms you. So you do a quick check of the navigation screen, see if anything's changed. Yes, it looks like a horde of the mines are heading toward your location. You need to do something about that, or you're about to soak about 15 damage penetrating. What do you do, Deca? Is Deca dead? Did I kill him?
Oh, nope, here we go. As Deca calls out, Captain, mine's on course, taking evasive action. And Deca will, in fact, attempt to dodge us out of the way of these mines.
So you're just going to evade in place? You're not going to try to warp away or anything? Or try to outspeed them? Or you're just going to like dodge in place and try to let them whiz by you? Because it looks like they're homing in on you.
Okay, that's a different matter altogether.
Do you want to do some loop-de-loops through the arms of the station?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Alright. I'll pull the difficulty up. 3. Why not? Daring. Con. Difficulty 3. Assisted by ship's engines plus con. As you turn the ship and warp straight at the station, trying to break contact with the homing mines, leaving behind your boarding party to fend for themselves.
Oh yeah, no. The goal. I should clarify. I was half joking because the goal was to have the mines hit the station because they couldn't maneuver as well as we could.
If you're just trying to warp away from them, it's just diff 3.
Yeah.
You're trying to outrun them because they can only move so fast.
Yep. I will spend 1 momentum to threat. Now at least I get a reroll. helm operations focus. They still... Because none of my other talents are going to help me here. I will re-roll that complication, please and thank you. There we go.
Ship.
Wow, that was a good roll for me for this combo. That's
Plus 2 more.
thanks, ship. I will.
Because we have peak performance engines, you gain a bonus momentum.
Oop.
Which hopefully you might use, I don't know if we're still in combat timing, to swift task to get us back.
Do we need is that 2 momentum to combat time?
No, you're not really in combat timing, you're in narrative time. For 2 momentum, you can sweep back. You could be, your maneuver could have been such that you looped.
Hang on. First things first.
Okay.
Nah, again, we have to spend it off the table. Take another threat, GM.
You're welcome.
Although, yeah.
I'm just gonna take these.
Oh yeah, you need to roll. Was that a d20 for you doing something?
That was a d20. Yeah, my untapped potential.
Oh,
I was trying.
rolling up. Sorry.
Roll what?
Another d20 for improved warp drive.
You might keep your power.
So we kept our power.
Good to know.
I got it. Oh, okay.
Um.
So you basically warp so fast that they run out of gas trying to chase you, and then you just loop around you basically run a long loop around the station and get back to where you were. The mines do try to follow your warp wake, but eventually they're just, by the time they catch up to you, you're gonna see them and either shoot them out of the sky or just move away. Like they can move at they can only move so fast. They're not really meant to be chasing people. The maneuvering thrusters are meant to move them a little bit. For adjustments, not for chasing starships at warp speed. That's ridiculous. Doctor, give me presence command assisted by weapons security. The ship you're on will try to oppose you as you have a continuing battle over there. You get 1 free hit because you have a tactical team with you. Fortunately, the enemy ship's probably not going to do well. Can I buy dice when you do this? I don't think I can. Because that's the downside being... That's why I'm supposed to do a... Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to get bapped here.
Does Lithia get any assistance because their weapons are disabled, and weapons are kind of what you used for boarding?
Yeah, but
their security team.
The weapons on the ship still, the weapons of the ship aren't helping, but the people on the ship still have their guns.
That's what I meant. Our security team was represented by our weapons security.
Yeah, they use for opposing sabotage. It's structure security.
Oh, okay.
They put up force fields and duck behind cover and shit. Yeah. So Doctor, Pres command. Oh wait, I'm defending. I'm supposed to roll first. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, no. That's I don't get the buy because it's the crew as a whole is opposing you. There's no individual that's doing it, so I don't get to spend. I just get to roll flat. It's too many dice, so only those first 2. Neither were hits. So you're diff 0.
Cool.
With 1 free hit.
I believe I have a free. Yeah, I have a free
With
hit.
1
So I'm
free
just
hit.
contacting. Presence, engineering here. I have a focus. 2 hits.
You are able to, with all the damage they have, once you do enough damage, once you and your security team do enough damage on the bridge, at this point there's so much damage they can't put up meaningful resistance. So you're able to kill some of them, stun some of them, and then the rest basically shut themselves off in their suits. because that's what they do once they know they've lost. But the ship doesn't get to self-destruct, because to destroy yourself, you have to not be disabled. The pirate ships, the fighters blow by you. The various other freighters race back to the station and dock. And you receive a hail from the station.
We'll accept it. Oh, and can we, in the meantime, Alethea be like getting any hostages they have, any slaves they have, back over to our ship?
Thankfully, they didn't have any slaves aboard.
Okay.
So that would have sucked if you accidentally blew up the ship and they had slaves over there. That would have sucked.
That's why
That's why we boarded.
If I had known they didn't have slaves on board, Atrum may have got a freer hand.
And on the view screen, you see in a almost all white with silver accented station office with a big banner behind the guy that looks to have some sort of stylized nebula with lettering on the back. And you see sitting in the chair is an Ardinian in a nice white silk uniform.
Captain Killick will say, I assume I'm speaking with the leader of the Nebula Rift firm.
Indeed, I am Chief Executive Officer Ventus, representing the independent firm of the Nebula Rift. And I believe you, as a Starfleet captain, and I presume one Captain Killick, may have some words to have with me, and I think I have some words to have with you, given the current predicament we find ourselves in. If you would, I would request either to speak with you aboard your ship or invite you to my office. Before any reinforcements arrive, yes?
If you wish, you may transport yourself and anybody in bonded servitude to this vessel.
Well, that's part of what I need to discuss with you in private about. It's not quite that simple. Unless you want me to start shooting people on the promenade. Which, right now, all that's happening is I'm talking to the captain of a ship who attacked our protectors. He makes air quotes. So, either we talk more detail aboard your ship or on mine. And the rest I can explain, or try to anyway.
Also, I don't know what Atrum might be getting. What vibe is Dekka getting off this guy?
You're too far away.
Yeah. Right.
Because you're at the edge of their weapons range, so you're kind of talking at them.
I have like the reveal emotions in a social conflict trait.
Ooh, that might fire. Actually, I thought it was your pure telepathy I can pick on you on, but
abrupt insights. You gain insight into the minds of others that gain you an edge when interacting with them, though not everyone. Blah. When you attempt a task as part of a social conflict, you may increase the complication. You generate bonus momentum. That's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of. I guess that was what I was. Oh, open book. You may spend one momentum to immediately ask the game master one question about the character's current emotions or surface level thoughts. Could I spend one momentum? Could I spend one momentum to attempt to ascertain if this guy is giving off a genuine feeling or what kind of emotions he's giving off?
Yeah, I'll take this on the auspice that it's not telepathy per se. It's you just being very tuned in to how people react, and you can see them, so you're kind of taking body cues off them and stuff. You get the feeling that he is. You asked if he's being genuine. Yes.
Yeah. Is he being sincere in his offers for a negotiation?
Yes. Almost desperately so.
Okay. Then I shall relay that to the captain. And I'm not getting any hints of like an underhanded, duplicitous, I want to get on board so I can murder everyone with the bomb strapped to my chest feeling.
No.
Okay. Then she's going to say, Captain, for what it's worth, he seems to be genuine.
The station, it belongs to you and your firm,
It belongs to my firm, yes.
and you're the chief executive.
Correct, Captain.
Does your position give you leeway to transfer the station if it's in the interest of the company?
That's why I want to speak with you in closed quarters. I have plans, but they're not quite as straightforward as I would like them to be. There's only so much I think I can get away with speaking about over subspace channels, encrypted or not.
So the captain is in such a precarious position that this is the only time the captain has any cards to play. Because as soon as we get close to that station, he might be genuine, but he might get replaced. People might start leaving, so then we have less people here selling slaves or whatever to hold captive until they give up. We kind of give up our tiny bit of power. So if a captain is going to extract any concessions, it has to be now. So the captain has a mind to go meet with him or to have him come here, but not unless he does something to unless he concedes something. If we get some kind of concession, either in the station being less defensible because he disables its weapons, he sends out a signal that says
for a momentum, actually for 2 momentum, Ventus may become a little more perceptive. He seems to know Captain Killick rather well, at least from reputation. He may be able to guess what you're trying to get at without you saying it. Like, he may have a solution on his side.
Sure, and Killick's willing to say it. I was just letting you, the GM, know what I was asking for.
How about this, Captain Killick? I and the firm currently am formally engaged with the starship USS Bonaventure, I believe it is. And at this point, under the current trade contracts of which we operate, and even within the interesting confines of Breen law and contract, we are permitted to engage in peaceable trade and commerce with a starship in our region, and I invite you under that protection to either invite me to your vessel for formal negotiations, or indeed meet me here in the office. Until such time as either side engages in hostile action, no hostile action will be done by anyone or any employee of this firm versus the starship known as the USS Bonaventure. Its affiliations are immaterial to the means of the contract. If it would make you feel better, I could have you... well, you can choose how you come, really. You could beam, you could dock, you could send a shuttle. I would suggest the latter one, personally. As you get the feeling that there's a very clear legal line he's allowed to draw in the sand, and that's the line he can do. Straight up a non-aggression pact. At least for now.
We'll send you a shuttle. As the captain knows, I can't dock with his station because then someone's gonna ask me for asylum, and this all goes out the window anyway.
Yeah, your hand gets forced almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I've forced my hand enough to think I can get what I want. I don't need my hand forced again.
And with that, you have managed to scare off or disable the guardians of the area, and somehow managed to make contact with the station command. an Ardinian of all things, and a firm that has, let's be generous and call it dubious connections, but we all know how bad that is. For now, that'll be everything. For everyone watching out there, thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing, and we'll see you all again next time. Bye.
Wild.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shoot, they're gonna get to a shootout and it's gonna go real bad. Like, oh, like yeah. I was like, well, I mean, they disabled one ship. The other fighters, they're scale 4 total as a duo. I'm like, they don't care that much. But sure, I'll spend a bunch of threat and try to bully up with the mines. But I was like, I'm not gonna do that automatically. I like giving you a roll. So I was like, if you failed that roll, Deca, you were gonna soak.
Oh, yeah.
The ship was gonna take all the damage and be like, and yeah, welcome to what amounts to 2 breaches from taking that much damage all at once.
Yeah.
Which it would have been random. I wouldn't be able to choose it because I was just hitting you with basically a bunch of mines.
Yep.
With that much threat, I was like, what can I do with this much threat? I can end the scene and do a ton of damage. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
Also, I wasn't sure if you were going to
Certainly
actually take the guy's
viable.
hail. I thought you might have been like, screw it, shoot the station.
Yep.
I'm like, well, I mean, you could do that. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, got what I wanted. I didn't think it was going to be this easy.
We would have.
You were thinking you have to take the station on and fight it.
Well, we have met no one who would talk to us at all. So until he showed up and started talking, the assumption was that you just have to defeat them until they give up. There is no talking to.
Negotiation.
Yeah. So that's why we had to shoot first, because if we just pop up and say hello, these are our demands,
We're gonna get ganked.
They just start attacking us. And since we scanned the station, I saw that it wasn't Breen owned, but that's not enough to tell me that it's not a Breen in command.
That was the big gamble. So I was like, should I put that trade? He's like, I'll put it in, because that doesn't tip the hand completely. You don't know who's in command. You just know it's giving off that it's a firm, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be
probative.
probative.
Know if they've because that is a style of thing, right? It's like in